Hello, my name's Jed Metzger. This is Leanne Charlesworth, and we wanted to thank you in advance for your service as a volunteer to Project Homeless Connect. This is a long-standing service obligation that we've undertaken here in the Rochester community based on what's been called a wicked problem in our society. Wicked problem theory says that there are some social problems that are so large and intertwined they defy any simple solution. And the social work profession has identified homelessness as one of the grand challenges that it wanted to focus its energy to trying to address. The event will run at the Blue Cross Arena or the War Memorial from 8:30 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. We use a host-guest model so that all the people that come in are guests and we are hosting them. The idea being that if people could get the services they need in one centralized location, that we would get more done and really help people address this wicked problem.
So the important thing for you to remember as a volunteer at Project Homeless Connect is the goal of PHC is to provide services and resources that address homelessness. As a volunteer, you are helping us meet that goal by connecting guests to the services and the resources that they most need to prevent or address homelessness or risk of homelessness. On the day of the event, it is really important that you arrive already familiar with the resources and the services that are available at Project Homeless Connect. And the way you can do this is by familiarizing yourself with the list of resources and services that is available to you and the layout or the map of those services within the Blue Cross Arena. The morning that you arrive or the afternoon that you arrive at Project Homeless Connect, we ask that you check in through the loading dock entrance and then familiarize yourself with the layout of services and resources within Blue Cross Arena by actually walking around and asking questions of resource or service providers or other volunteers about anything that you don't understand or anything that you are at all confused about. When you feel like you are comfortable with the physical layout of services and resources and what is available to guests within the arena, then you can go ahead and make your way to your check-in point.
The number one thing that you bring is a positive attitude. By being warm, engaging, friendly, we're hoping to create an environment that perhaps is different than the way the hosts or the guests experience service providers, at least some of the time. So we want you to engage, be curious, ask people how their day's going, ask people how they heard about Project Homeless Connect, ask people if they've come before. Definitely ask them what would be the most important thing that they get out of the day. So that we can help really get people started and address that issue that's really very thorny for them.
So upon arrival at Project Homeless Connect, once you've familiarized yourself with the services and resources and where they're located, if you are serving as an interviewer, you're conducting entrance surveys because you are in the research methods class, then you would come toward the front of the arena and check in with me. If you are serving as an escort, then you would come to the front of the arena and check in with Dr. Metzger or another social work faculty member to get started with your role for the day.
So what's going to happen is that there'll be a sort of a queue, and I'm going to greet each person as they come in, match them with an interviewer who does a short survey, and your job as a host is just to listen. And then once that survey is done, just takes a couple minutes, there'll be some food there, ask them if they'd like to get something to eat, and then walk them into the arena proper, like where the circus is, where the hockey team plays. Inside the arena proper will be a bunch of booths separated by pipe and drape, and you could really try to get them to go where they need most, to start there. And some people are going to want you to stay with them for a while. Others, that'll be enough. once that person feels comfortable, please come back and get back in line, because we have many more guests than we do have hosts. And so we need each and every host to take several guests over the course of their time at Project Homeless Connect.
So a couple of important reminders. On the day of the event, please wear comfortable shoes. You're going to be on your feet the majority of the time. Also, wear comfortable but professional clothing. Bring only your essential items with you. So perhaps car keys, your phone, a snack, and some water. And keep those items on your person. A good idea is to bring a small backpack that you can wear for the duration of your time at the event. Again, when you arrive at the Blue Cross Arena or the War Memorial downtown, please enter through the Court Street loading dock entrance, check in at the volunteer table, and you'll put on your volunteer t-shirt and then make your way to the front of the arena.
Wanted to talk about two of our higher needs services, identification and coats. Identification first. One thing that homelessness does is it seems to have a way of taking people's identification. That's why we've worked very hard to raise money specifically so that we can afford to provide identification on location for some of our guests. The rules post 9/11 mean that largely is people that are born in Monroe County. For people born outside of Monroe County, we can do a voucher system, but they probably can't get their ID right then and there. When you come into the arena proper, there will be a vetting station that will help people with the ID get that process started before they go to actually get in the line to get the identification. The other important service is coats. So we work year-round to obtain winter coats so that every guest can leave with a winter coat for free. That's not the primary purpose of the event. The primary purpose of the event is to connect people to services, but we know those coats are important. Each guest, when they come, will get a little file card size passport, and if they complete the entrance survey and stop at 3 different booths, then they can go to the coat room and get a coat. Help your guests know that there's a coat waiting for them, that they don't have to rush, and so that they don't have to worry that there won't be a coat. There is one there for them. But again, our primary purpose is to connect people to the services so that they can no longer be homeless, or they can get away from homelessness.
It is important to realize that there are times when guests are unable to obtain an important service or resource that they came to Project Homeless Connect to obtain. We will have information available within the arena that you should familiarize yourself with, and you can provide to guests who were unable to obtain that resource on the spot, but may be able to obtain it within the community at a later date if they can meet the eligibility criteria, for example, for identification or some other resource that they were unable to obtain on the spot. So maintain that positive attitude, be flexible and ready for anything, and continue to use your best engagement and assessment skills throughout the day to do your best job to help guests obtain what they need on the spot or in the future after they leave Project Homeless Connect.
A couple other odds and ends. Parking. All the parking around the Blue Cross Arena you have to pay for, so it's best to carpool. There's an open lot that faces the loading dock where you would come in. There's also another on Court Street. There's also another lot on Court Street, an enclosed lot that's across from the Rundell Library or kitty corner to the Dinosaur Barbecue. Those are the two best lots to use. Again, carpooling works great. We also serve a free lunch to everybody, including the volunteers. Lunch starts at 11:30. There will be a line for that as well. We ask that volunteers not wait in the line. Let the guests wait in line, get their lunch, and once the line is down, we ask the volunteers then to go get their lunch. There will be enough food, but we need you to keep serving other new volunteers so we don't get jammed up with that.
We think that this event is very safe. We do ask that you be mindful of professional boundaries as you interact with guests, and again, keep your personal belongings on you. If at any point you feel unsafe or uncomfortable, there will be security that you could connect with within the Blue Cross Arena, or you can contact any social work faculty member that is present at the event. We really want to thank you for sharing your time and your skills with us at Project Homeless Connect, and for joining us in our goal of preventing or ending homelessness in Rochester.
Thanks so much in advance.